Neira and stroked by Reed Berry. In lane 5, BC High, stroked by Ronan Wilson and coxed by Tyler Zhang. And in lane 6 is Andover, coxed by Christina Cho and stroked by Jonas Gianni.
All crews are in the stake boat and are awaiting polling. Officials are once again asking coxswains to point to their starboard side so that the wind, when it pushes them to port, they still have their points straight.
You can see that strong crosswind continuing to blow these fours now across the bottom of the screen as that gets to the start line. What we're asking those coxswains to do is steer against that wind, and they are off, trying with a little bit of rudder to starboard without sending those boats crashing down towards port. It looks like an early start for lane 2, that is Exeter, and lane 3, Kent now, as they fire off in the boys' second Varsity 8 grand final.
Kent definitely moving off. Andover having a pretty strong movement out here in lane 6 as well.
And Deerfield out there in lane 1, not the first leader off the first 5 strokes, but give it 15, and here they come. It is Deerfield in lane 1 and Andover down in lane 6, emerging deck for deck as the race leaders as we fall back one deck now to lane 3. That is Kent, right followed closely in lane 5, BC High, lane 2, Exeter, and lastly, lane 4, Salisbury, as all crews remain in contact with one another. Deerfield continuing to stretch their lead out about 5-6 seats now as we come across about 300 meters into this race.
BC High moving a bit ahead of Salisbury here as the crews begin to lengthen out to their base pace. Andover deck for deck with lane 3, Kent. Kent may be pulling ahead right here, about 2 seats as they lengthen out. It is this lengthen that really begins to separate the field, but Andover is still strongly ahead of lane 2, Exeter. About 3 seats up on Exeter is Andover over in the far lane, and lane 3, Kent, with now about 6 seats up on Exeter in lane 2, but Deerfield commanding the field up there in lane 1 with open water on the entire field.
Open water by 500, Emily. What a dominant performance out of Deerfield there in lane 1. They just look so relaxed out there, really composed, really collected, as they are just flying down this race course with huge swing of the body there through the midsection of the drive, really clean finishes, getting the most out of every single stroke here and really making it work for them.
I feel the inching of BC High in lane 5 up on Andover, but you just pointed, Will, and I'm there with you. Look at lane 3, Kent go. It looks like they have taken a strong move here to edge up on Andover by about half a length at the same time as BC High is really pushing Andover. They look to be about even, Andover up 1 inch, but wow, look at Kent go with about 2 seats up on lane 2 of Exeter. And now it is Exeter and Andover seat for seat here. Exeter potentially a deck ahead, but still quite close as the camera pans out. Currently, it is Deerfield in first, Kent in second, and it looks to be Andover in third, followed by Exeter quite close behind, as well as BC High, with Salisbury coming up in 6th place currently.
What a shift that was for Kent. Strokeman Oliver Rivas really just driving that crew ahead, making them follow him along as they try to secure this second place, for this really is a race for second as Deerfield now lengthens to about 2 lengths, maybe 3 lengths of open water here in the boys varsity second 8. What a move out of Kent trying to keep themselves out ahead of Exeter and Andover, who in turn are looking to hunt them back down. But this is now Kent firmly in second place, followed by Andover, followed by Exeter. BC High not letting anything get away from them in this race.
And we just have to highlight the distance off of Deerfield. Deerfield has several lengths of open water. The crew, Emily Bruno, Philip Block, Ben Sackery, Magnus Selvig, William Griffin, Harwin, Harrison, and Robert really sending that boat. Just look at the run off of this Deerfield crew to the point where they have what looks to be 3 lengths of open water.
And 3 lengths of open water in an 8 in a grand final. That is an accomplishment of which they should be proud here with that tailwind, which shrinks margins as it is. And then it's looking like we are going to slide out there to lane 3 for Kent. I think so.
I believe so. Yep.
And then Andover perhaps out in lane 6. Hard to see the bow ball of Exeter there in that mix as they come across.
That is definitely going to be a tight finish, particularly between BC High and Andover. So we cannot currently call who took that grand final hardware.
But what a race out of the boys' second varsity 8 grand finals. Congratulations, Deerfield, for a fantastic piece there.
And congratulations to the following crews for going back and forth down the course extremely tight in this grand final.
We return now to the start line for the